Good morning. Got notifications. Oh, it's off. Because otherwise my phone would be beeping and vibrating and doing all weird stuff. And we don't want that. Hopefully everybody's grabbed a bite to eat and some coffee. Because we are always talking about food. I'm actually, you'll see part of this in one of my vlogs of what we ate. I made this for brunch because I was hungry. One of the quinoa bowls from my friend I got for free, and some of the veggies, and a bit of frozen crab meat, and I put some soy sauce packets that you get leftovers from takeout, a bit of sriracha, and a seasoning packet from the ramen noodles, and a snack size of peanuts. So it made Asian flavor. My friend who gave me those quinoa bowls said it needs some flavor because there's like no seasoning, just veggies. So I was like, I'm hungry, I'm peckish. What should I have? I'm like, let's look in the freezer because I didn't want traditional stuff. Anybody popped in? There. So, Rowan decided to go with Daddy to work. She wanted to go bug him and help him out at work and have lunch with him. So, she's gone for the day, so I'm by myself today. And my appointment this morning got cancelled. So, I'm going to do more cleaning in that basement of mine. Because I went through my hall closet. Good morning, Four Hearts Ranch. How's it going? Did your goat have her baby? I got a notification. It's weird, really weird. Got a notification. I think you were live, and the goat was having a baby or was in birth. And then I went to go check it, and it was gone. It said video was removed from user. So now I'm wondering if I was dreaming or if that actually happened. Because I went to your channel and I didn't see anything new since the last time I saw a video of yours. Did she have the baby? So was there a video? Or was I dreaming? Because that is a possibility too. Or I could just be losing my mind. Also, I thought you guys, one of the not movies, videos from last week or maybe the week before, you were discussing you were moving because you wanted to get out of the state that you're in because of taxes and stuff and move somewhere else. Have you found where you want to move to? Because I know you were doing a big, huge garage sale. Okay. Where was that live? Like, did you remove it? Because I usually what happens with me is I don't always catch everybody's live videos. Kind of like other people who don't catch my live videos because we're at different times or busy doing stuff. I'm not always on my phone, as my family thinks I am. But I usually go back and I check out the live live streams, especially if it's something that's quite interesting in that. Hey Amanda, good morning. Oh, the goat was getting cranky. I'm having that one of those quinoa bowls that my friend gave me from her freezer, as well as some of the mixed veggies of beans and carrots. I used half a thing of frozen crab meat and some soy sauce packets, a little bit of sriracha, and a seasoning packet from a ramen noodle. We don't always use all the seasoning packets, so I have like a Ziploc baggie of seasoning packets and some peanuts. So I made like an Asian flavored bowl. It's actually quite good. Yes, we don't. Okay. Well, good luck in finding something. I know in the States, the recession that you guys had hit you guys worse than us. And there's a lot of places that went into foreclosure. So you could probably get, in some places, some really good properties with like land that might need some fixing up. And I know that you guys are really good at fixing stuff. Unlike my family. There's nobody really handy in my family. My sister-in-law's fiance, he's actually fairly handy, but he also is busy with his job and his family. So still trying to get rid of the stuff. Yeah, don't talk to me about getting rid of stuff. I got rid of a garbage bag of stuff yesterday. I had a friend come over and I asked her to drop it off at a donation spot because I'm like, okay, I've managed to get rid of this. Can you just like leave it from the house? But I want to look at some things and try and sell some things because I'm trying to, um, well, I'm trying to help hubby pay off one of the debts and stuff like that we have. So I was using like doing a little spend month and not using my grocery money. Not that it's really affecting my family much because we've got lots of food. So it's been helpful. In September, I will be doing. That's when we get a lot of good deals and stuff for pantry stuff items. I'll be doing my normal restocking, but I'm just trying to use up and that because the zoo. I see. I don't. I have anxiety for that and that because I think when my parents when I lived with my mom and I was a child, my mom my mom was borderline hoarder. My grandparents were a bit hoarder. I have a little bit of that. I hate getting rid of stuff. Not necessarily garbage per se, but just figuring out how to organize it. And I like keeping some stuff to keep the memories. So, but it gives me anxiety of getting rid of it. But I don't mind getting rid of it when I know it's going to somewhere that they can use it. But I have to go through stuff and get rid of. I have some stuff that I want to sell. So I can hopefully make some money that can go towards other things, like to go towards bills and stuff. I just don't like junk. If it has a purpose, I'm fine. I've been purging for a month. Where did yes, don't. I looked yesterday. I did part of the basement because we were supposed to have possibly new thermostat. Furnace guy was coming, and I have like two garbage bags of garbage, of things that fell, like 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 the wrappers off pop bottles. Some of that had fallen behind boxes, and empty wrappers from stuff. I'm like, where did this stuff come from, and why? Like, and it wasn't just me. Like, it was my family that like dropped it or fell behind stuff. I'm like, where is this freaking coming from? So yeah, I understand. There's just like stuff piles up, and I'm going to go downstairs today, and I'm going to try and organize where the shelves are and get rid of some stuff. Some stuff I might save to sell. Most I'll just get rid of because I just don't like. I have the time a bit to sell stuff, but it's like I have to do it locally. I can't do it like by eBay because it's just going to cost way too much for like shipping it here in Canada. It's crazy. I don't like junk. Okay, I've been going from a big house and downsizing to a small house. Oh, Jen, don't use them full of MSG. Yes. Oh, the seasoning packets? Yeah, but they taste good. We don't use them that often. So, like, when we do ramen noodles, like, if we do, like, say, 4 packages of ramen noodles, we usually use 2 because we find it very salty. But, yeah. Some of the ones up here don't have MSG. Because I'm quite sensitive to MSG, I get headaches. So sometimes when we get some Chinese spots from different spots, I get headaches, and other ones I don't. And I don't usually get headaches from the ramen noodles. I like the minimalist challenge. So day one, you get rid of one thing. Two, Aroostook County, Maine. But isn't Maine much colder for you? Because Maine has all 4 seasons versus where you are, where you have pretty much summer. I've heard Maine is beautiful though. I still say come to Canada. We got lots of land. And yes, the prices might sound more expensive, but it's Canadian dollars. So, cut off 30% of that. Hi, DJM Films McCallum. How's it going? Well, I talked to Abby this morning. She was actually up at 6:30, 6:30 this morning when did I call her? No, she called me, I think. Oh no, I texted her and then she called me. She's having fun. They had a little talent show yesterday, so I asked her who won. She showed me a little clip of a video, like a video of a part song that she sung. And I was good. I'm like, well, who won? She goes, well, nobody wins a talent show. I'm like, well, isn't that part of what a talent show is? But apparently nobody wins. She was tried to do. She brought her ukulele down to learn, but unfortunately, her instructor that does teach um, has taught ukulele to a bunch of grade sevens before, and he also is the opera singer one. He tried to teach her, and after a day, like many hours, her fingers were sore, and it wasn't quite working. But also, he's also blind too, so it was he was used to teaching as a blind person, teaching sighted kids. So um, we will work on probably getting lessons here because that didn't quite go as well as planned. Well, maybe I'll do something like that. But it's more of like I think I have to go through spurts. I'll get like a day and I'll do a bunch of stuff, and then I have to take time off because it's very emotionally exhausting getting rid of stuff and cleaning and stuff like that for me. I don't know, like also my body is not 100%, so just always like I still have the sore back and that, but I just think that it's way of moving and sleeping and stuff like that. I need to get that's another thing. I have to go. I have to make an appointment for the insoles person doctor to get insoles because my doctor thinks I have like plantar fasciitis or whatever because my feet are sore, and insoles would help. I have very flat feet. You can just sit and do it. Find a bin. Well, exactly. That's the thing is I have all these bins of, I've cleaned up or whatever and threw stuff into bins and just going through it. Well, that's very cool for Hearts Ranch. Good luck on that. Are you selling your animals too, or are you waiting to do that till you find a place? Back issues. His doctor said he needs to lose weight. Mm-hmm. Yeah, look for Trim Healthy Mama meals and stuff, or the diet. It's a low glycemic index, so there's like no sugar. They use um, stevia or that in things, um, and low. It's mostly low carb. Even when they have a more of a higher carb meal, it's still really low carb. But they have a process of you're supposed to eat like every 2 hours, either a S meal, which is satisfying, which has like the fats and um, the meats and stuff, or an E, which is energizing, which is more like having the oatmeal or something like with beans, which have carbs. Um, but it's like it's also um, I think it's gluten free too, as there's no wheat or anything like that. Yeah, there's some recipes online. They have I have their first book in ebook format because the shipping to Canada cost more than the book at the time. So I'm like, yeah, the book was like $20 or something like that, but the shipping was 30. I couldn't justify that, but there's a lot of recipes. So if you look for THM, like Trim Healthy Mama, like on Pinterest, you'll see a lot of low carb. Even if it's an e meal, it's fairly low carb. It's using lean protein, like an e meal uses lean protein and complex carb, where it would have maybe the oats or um, beans. And since it's low glycemic index, it's really good for pre-diabetics and stuff too. Yeah, we've been eating lots of salads and stuff like that, adding more vegetables to our meals because it's salad season. So, what are your plans for today? Lost 40 kilograms, eating high salad, high protein, and lots of exercise. Wow, tropical aquariums. That's cool. I lost, so a few years ago I did it, a trim health, and within like a month or so, I lost about 10 pounds. So it wasn't hard to do, other than the hardest part was eating every 2 hours. Like to encourage, because I just don't eat um, every 2 hours. And so trying to figure out food and more convenience type stuff, like preparing stuff so that I could eat every 2 hours. Because I'm not very fast at cooking and stuff. Yeah, right at the Canadian border. So just come over the border. You got free health care. Yes, we have, I think, more taxes, but we've got free health care. Well, see, this is the thing, is the pre-making meals for a day. Is that since I'm at home, I don't do that for work, like pre-making. So you have to spend time in doing that. I can barely do that for supper for my family. And the problem with doing it was my family not enjoying the same meals. So I had to do different meals, which during the summertime is a little bit easier. So I might try and do that a bit, doing a little bit more healthier meals, um, and then still doing stuff for my family. Choose Aroostook County. Yeah, awesome. Well, from the border. But where I am, I'm in Ottawa, so I'm an hour away from Ogdensburg, New York, which is more inland than Maine. Maine is by the more close to the border, like the ocean. Good morning, lovely 21. Hope, how's it going? I mean, non-traditional breakfast food. I have this quinoa bowl from the freezer, from the free stuff I got, with some of the beans Bentley from that free stuff, and then I added some a little bit of frozen fake crab meat and some peanuts and some soy sauce and sriracha. So made Asian inspired. I'm by myself today. My oldest went to hubby's work for fun. At home, they're fresh. It's hard to find really fresh salads here in the summer. Oh, because, yeah, you're in New Zealand, so your summer is winter, correct? Same thing here in Canada in our winter. It's the fresh fruit and veggies don't um, don't taste as good. It tastes kind of like cardboardy, um, unless you pay to get them from the local um, greenhouses, which is more expensive. Then they somewhat taste like vegetables. But yeah, fresh veggies and fruit. That's why I like having frozen and canned, because frozen is frozen at the peak of the season, so it's usually pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. Um, my oldest is still at camp. She comes back tomorrow night. Not my oldest, my youngest. And I talked to her this morning, so, and she's doing good. My oldest today went to daddy's work, so I'm at home alone. And then tonight I have to go. Since a member of our church passed away on July 4th, and they're having a memorial service tomorrow. So I'm on the hospitality team at church, and he was a wonderful gentleman. He was having headaches. He went to the doctor. He got diagnosed with like brain tumor, and he died within 5 weeks of being diagnosed. It was like, whoa. And he was completely healthy up to then. So it was quite a fast uh, whirlwind. So they're having a memorial celebration service of his life. So tonight I have to go and help set up for that, and I think I'm making sandwiches and that to put in the fridge at church, and then tomorrow I'm volunteering to help serve. Mm-hmm. And he was like fairly young. I mean, he was, I think, 77, 78. Healthy otherwise, until he was having excessive headaches that hurt. And there was and he was one of those people that went to the doctor regularly and every stuff. Hi, Tom Tom. Hopefully you grab coffee. So tomorrow Abby comes back, and um, and then Sunday we're going to my in-laws for supper. So you have exactly, and when you're not feeling well, get it checked out. Because there was no symptoms up till he went to, he had headaches for about a week, and they weren't going away. So he went to the doctors. They sent him to I think a CAT scan or something like that. Because they're like, well, this is more than headaches, and he got diagnosed with terminal brain tumors that. Well, they went in to go. They did go in for a surgery, and so he had to wait a couple weeks, and they went into surgery and they removed a tumor or whatever. But once they were in there, they said um, that it probably wasn't enough to treat it, and there was a treatment of taking radiation or chemo, but that would just make him sicker, and it would probably not do anything because it was just growing too fast. So he had decided not to do chemo and radiation because the treatment itself would make him sicker, and it was not going to extend his life any, and his quality of life would have been worse. So they gave him, so he wasn't necessarily in that pain, but his life, you know, it went down like within 6 weeks. Pig's going to freezer camp. Yep. Oh, you're going to keep your chickens? What about your goats? Are they going to go to freezer camp? Any of them? See, I would personally probably get rid of all my animals so you could manage the packing, all that stuff, and then when you get to the new place, repurchase local animals. Because I'm unsure if chickens from Florida would do well in the winters of Maine. Like, you'd want to get some chickens that are used to the cold temperatures in winter. Yep. Life is very special. So, Don't ever go to bed angry. Stay up and fight and get it over with and then go to bed. And say hello and tell everybody you love them that you love. His mate died when we were kids from leukemia, when cancer. So exactly. My mom died of bone and breast cancer when I was 21, and she was diagnosed at 43. So, but treatment nowadays, whenever people mention cancer, depending on the cancer and how it's progressed, most people that get diagnosed with cancer are treated and live. Yes, my mom got diagnosed and was given 6 months to a year to live at 43, and she lived till she was 48. So she lived 5 years with treatment because they were trying a new way of doing chemo and radiation at that time, which I think now is the normal. So it did extend her life. Yeah. So treatment now, like cancer, is not the death sentence as it used to be. Especially for childhood cancers back 20 years ago. If you were diagnosed with cancer as a child, you had like literally like 80% chance of not surviving. Now, for most childhood cancers, you have like an 80% chance of surviving. So, and some even higher. Gave his bone marrow. He was a kid too. Yeah. With my mom, she had bone and breast cancer. Since she first was diagnosed with breast cancer, then found bone cancer, and a bone marrow transplant was not an option because there was uh, other cancers like would not have helped at all. So good morning, Florida Greg. Long time no see. It's actually a cooler day today. Hey Google, what's the temperature?
The current temperature in Ottawa is 22.
It's only 22 today, right now. It's supposed to go up to 30, but it was actually cool this morning. I went and put some garbage out, and I was like, ooh, it's not like burning hot. Yes, well, that's the way to live, is always do, be kind, pay it forward, show kindness, because you never know at some point. Like, it's all about karma. Whatever you put out into the world, it comes back and bites you 3 times as much. So if you're putting out kindness and helping others, when you have a time of need, it's not if you have a time, when you have a time of need, that will come back. Because everybody in the world at some point needs help at some point. Whether it's a little thing, help with a move, or help with babysitting, or help with, you know, watching the animals while you go away, that type of stuff, or a big thing of like financially a help or medical bills or whatever. Whatever you put out there, it comes back. That's how kind of. So the people that I see that are being mean to other people, at some point it's going to come back and bite them. Oh yes, don't forget to smash the like button. Yes, what's new? So unfortunately, that moose that was on our highway, that he was injured. So he was injured. Somehow he got, like, there was at least a 10-minute drive from where he was on the highway, which has these big 20-foot walls where he was. So he came down an off ramp or on ramp, and um, it held up my husband at going to work, and he was going to work like 2 hours after it all started. They were trying to tranquilize him; it wasn't working, and then they ended up having to put him down, unfortunately, so that there was not a happy ending for that moose. But the moose meat was donated to the homeless shelters or something like that. So, um, in the long run, there was a semi-happy ending. But no, the moose was injured, and he would not be able to be really treated and put back out into the wild as it was. But that's the biggest news in the nation's capital. A moose delaying traffic. Like, hubby was at least half an hour late for work. Florida Greg. Move this that way. How has the weather been for you? Whoops. Sorry. I'm trying not to get the um, sun shining right on you. Nice farmland here. Yes, we have in the in Ontario. There's a lot. It's lots of fertile farmland. Our land, like for example, in the middle of our city, we have the Central Experimental Farm. So we have something like 1,000 acres smack dab in the middle of the city that they use as farmland to experiment on different growing crops, um, trying to have different breeds of seeds that will grow in our climate, or trying different, like they find some heirloom stuff from different countries and stuff like that. But we are also are on the Canadian Shield, so um, just below, like the surface, like probably about a foot or so, is rock, especially where I live. So like people like maybe a couple feet, because people who build houses, like we have basements here, they they have to um, drill into the bedrock. But that also means our houses are like our basements, our cement basements are really secure for like earthquakes and stuff like that. But in the Niagara region, up near Toronto and further down, they have beautiful farming land. That's where a lot of our fruit is grown. Like we have pears and plums and and peaches and cherries and nectarines and all that stuff grown right here in Canada. Just not citrus fruit or bananas. Or and Hi Jacob. Hey Kickers, how's it going? So where I live it's mostly apples, pears, some cherries. Um there's another one that's here. Another fruit tree. I'm trying to think. It's not as popular because it's not as popular because there's more pests in our area that like it, and most people don't want to put a lot of like pesticides and stuff on it. Love cherries. I still have cherries from my grocery haul from June 21st in my fridge, and they are still perfect. And they're from Ontario. It's been like 3 weeks now. um, but our farms, like any vegetables you can grow in the states, we can grow up here. We just have a very shorter growing season. Our growing season's from about June till September, and everything kind of gets harvested in like August, September. Like corn, right now, if you're lucky, you can get 2 seasons, like 2 things of corn, depending on the corn that you grow. Because right now is prime corn season. It's like the first cutting of the corn, and then another corn season will be end of August, beginning of September. Just looked 8-hour drive. Well, it's beautiful up here. So it's also in Maine and stuff. You'll also have, like, especially in the fall, the different trees, different colors of leaves. But the farmers up here that grow vegetables and stuff, right now they're like super duper busy. Like they're dawn till dusk working because everything is kind of like being ready, and you have to plan what you plant and harvest with what you can plant again, like lettuces and salad stuff and radishes and stuff like that, carrots, and you can plant multiple times. Well, things like cauliflower and broccoli, and that you have to you get like one planting of them because they take like something like 80 days or something like that to cook, not to cook, to grow. But it just seems that, you know, unless you have a greenhouse, if you have a greenhouse, you can grow things year round. But then we have a local farm just outside of Ottawa area that has a greenhouse, and he grows tomatoes and stuff like that. And recently, with the hydro prices, he's had to charge more for his stuff. So he's had to close down a couple of his greenhouses, so he's had less produce to grow just because of the cost of things. But those hydro prices, I think, changed just recently. But this was last year or the year before. But our soil, like where my house is, our soil is not very rich. Um, we have like bedrock, like a few inches down, like rocks. It's very clay where I live, but that's because also where it used to be farmland and or um, swamp type land or river type land, so it's very clay. Hmm. Well, that's why I have 2 boxes at the community garden. They're raised beds. They do wonderful. They're about 3 feet off the ground. My little garden I have here is about a foot, and it does pretty good. And flowers grow really well. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm trying to do. Is always adding stuff to my garden. Once I find that once my plants are established, they do pretty well. It's just getting them established. I can't wait till the fall when if I'm hoping my garlic and my onions grow. I would try something with growing them from bulbs. I want to see how that grows. But I've dropped stuff. Gypsum. Yeah, I'd have to go and get. See, part of the biggest problem is we don't drive. So going to one of these garden centers and getting these bags of stuff, I have to make sure I have a ride because I can't carry that stuff home. Or try. Good morning. Back at you, Florida, Greg. Excuse me. Sorry. So, what is everybody's plan for today? Mine, since nobody's home, I gotta finish the laundry. I still have one more load to put in the wash. I have a load to take out of the dryer and one from the washer to the dryer because I didn't do that last night. Actually, let's go do laundry. Erg. Hey, Mark, how's it going? We're gonna go and grab the. Oh, did I grab? Oh, I grabbed all the stuff from the dryer. I just have to get the stuff into the dryer. So this is my. Here's my laundry room. See, we put a counter up here, so that's where I throw. That's the clean clothes. And then I stacked a regular washer and dryer on top of each other. There's a stacking thing, and then underneath here, I put one of the wooden shelves that was in the kids' room, and I put some of our towels in there. So there we go. But my laundry room. This is my laundry room. It's main floor laundry. It's well, my this is how as much room as I have. Not much, but it's like 4 feet wide by what? 1, 2, 6 feet, 7 feet. So but we were cleaning the stuff that was in the basement, some snow pants and stuff that my kids have outgrown, but wash them to get rid of them because they had fallen off. Um, we have a closet down there too, fallen off the closet uh, things, and so you can't get rid of stuff that's already like full of cat fur. You gotta wash it. Uh, there was paper. My daughter put paper in here. Yay. Hot, humid, a little bit of rain every day. We need some rain. We haven't had rain for a week. We're supposed to get some on, I think, Sunday. But, sorry, we had a little bit of rain. Oh, skeeters. Well, that's because you got lots of rain. We haven't had very many of those right now. Like, we have some. But, so do you have snow there, New Zealand, yet? Let's get stuff into the washer. So if they do, but we get just frost. Okay. Then that's not completely as cold as up here. See, and my husband likes the smell of the sunlight detergent, so I do this or Purex. I'm still using sunlight detergent I bought on sale last year or the year before. There we go. Now I have a wash going and a dryer going. I don't put bounce sheets in my dryer either. I use those dryer balls. That's what you're kind of also hearing. Because those dryer sheets put like some sort of chemical on your clothes that makes your clothes not fire retardant. Actually makes them more flammable. Yes, one thing about Florida is that they do have pretty decent weather. Year round. I mean, like, you have a bit more of a rainy season or whatever, but at least well, if you have air conditioning, you're comfortable. If you don't have air conditioning, I don't know. I actually wish my laundry room was upstairs. It just make life easier just to go from the clothes to the laundry room. At least it's main floor, not basement. Doritos tangy cheese? Is that a new flavor? Because I've seen Doritos sweet chili and Doritos nacho and Doritos cool ranch. Okay, the Doritos steak ones are disgusting. Are completely disgusting. My husband picked one up and brought some home for us to try, and I had like two chips, and I'm like, ugh, disgusting. And they're blue. And not naturally blue, I don't think. Like, not using blue corn. They just put, like, blue food coloring. I've heard of cheese, but I've not heard of tangy cheese. If you hear a cat, that's my sushi, who's missing Abby. Yeah, that's just a... You hibernate in the summer. Yes, she is sushi. And it's come to say hello. Hey, sushi. See, that's sushi. Yeah. She's like, I miss you. I'm headbutting you. Headbutting you. Oh, that's my knee. That's sushi. She's missing Abby. This happens every year when she goes to camp. She gets all, I'm lonely. You hibernate in the summer. Yes. See, we hibernate in the winter because it's too freaking cold. And that's why I like to stock up on food and stuff in the fall. I'll try to eat out my stock, or at least rotate some of it, because some of it's coming close to due. But due dates really don't mean anything except for on baby food and baby formula. Those are the only ones that are legit be used by, that you should take um, note of. Everything else, all those best before or sell by, they're almost always a sell by date. Doesn't mean that it's going to go bad. It just means that they have to rotate their stock, and it's voluntary. So some companies put a year and a half from production date or 2.5 years from production date. It really doesn't mean anything. Like, I've eaten stuff that has been 5 years past sell by dates, and they've been perfectly fine. Because when canning was made, like the way that the process that they do years in a can, you just have to. But I don't like to have stuff 4 or 5 years past expiration date or supply date. I want to use it up within that time because you get the optimum flavor, the optimum everything, even past that date too. But that just means that certain things that we were buying, like say a couple of years ago, and I bought lots of because we were eating lots of it. Well, now we're not. So certain things are not getting eaten as fast as they used to be. Like even 6 months ago, like stuff I was buying, if you look at my grocery hauls back last spring, um, to right now, you see what my grocery hauls are. I'm not buying some of those things anymore. because my kids aren't eating them as fast. But now I have still some stock. So I have a bunch of, like, I'm not buying any more kids snacks until school starts. Our current kids snacks that we have left over, we use for when we're going to go to the pool or going to go to the park and stuff. And I pack some snacks so we're not spending money at the dollar store or stuff. Um, but I'm not buying any. I'm not buying yogurt tubes because we don't eat them at home. Like, I have some yogurt tubes that were about to expire, so I threw them in the freezer. So they're now frozen yogurt tubes. So my kids will eat those. Um, and if my kids want a yogurt, a flavored yogurt, I'll get a bigger tub, and we could have that. And that's more what we eat. Because my kids aren't eating the yogurt at home. So, same with like cereal. I used to buy a bunch of cereal. Now my family doesn't even eat. My family eats cereal like once a month, maybe twice. I still have most of those oatmeals because Rowan used to eat oatmeal every single day almost in September, and that she used to eat all that. So that last September when I had those coupons, okay, the oatmeal was $1.99. The coupons were buy four get one free. So I paid $8 for 5 boxes of the instant oatmeal. She only likes the brown sugar ones. I still have, I think, 6 boxes downstairs. I'm not going to buy more cereal. Like, I thought that by now we would have eaten them all, but we haven't because she stopped having oatmeal in the morning. Like, she ate it until probably about January so, and went down from almost every day or every second day to like once a week, to the point that the last time she had oatmeal, I think, was May. And she likes it. It's not that she doesn't like it. She just doesn't want it right now. Right, Sushi? Yeah. So certain things I have to just look at what we use and um, and try and buy appropriately to the next sales cycle of stuff. So, or the next rock bottom sale. So if I could buy like 6 months worth of something, and then in 6 months' time there's another sales cycle, then I'll do it. But most times, most things have a sales cycle of 4 to 6 weeks where it's on sale again. Maybe not as rock bottom prices, but um, butter lately has been on sale every week for under $3 a pound of butter, which is a great price. It's like $2.95, even at Costco. So that's a great price. So I used to buy it because it used to be $3.50 a pound of butter, but now it's under $3. Mostly works. My washer is a spare half bath, and the dryer in the garage. See, I wish ours was upstairs. If I took out where the linen closet is to have the washer and dryer in there, I'd much rather. Because the linen closet is a pain in the butt closet anyways. But then I would just go from the bedrooms and go right there, and then go back to the bedrooms. I would have to bring them down the stairs, back up the stairs. At least it's not in the basement. Um, in our old place, the laundry was in the basement, and the laundry was never getting finished. See, I have a problem of I'll start wash dry and I'll put it on the thing, but it's the finishing it, bringing it up to the rooms that I am still slow on. I don't always seem to do the whole cycle at any given time. Sometimes I do, but I'm getting better at it. It might take me the day, but I AC film. Why look behind me? Ah! So whereabouts are you, AC film? Just look behind you to the right corner of the room. What? I see the window, and I see a shelf. And on the left-hand side is my Nana's old hanging lamp and her other cast iron lamp that's on the bookshelf. What's outside the window? Oh, that's our backyard. That's just the sun right now. It's our backyard. We have a little swing out there, like a two-person swing. Well, we have a swing set that the kids don't use. Um, but and we have a little hammock that we put a bug net over because we were getting a lot of mosquitoes. My garden, and my backyard, my barbecue, and lots of weeds. Well, Jacob, people sometimes don't want you to be pushing the swing set is swinging. Possibly. It's windy. It is outside. There is wind. Stay inside 90% of the summertime. See, that's kind of that's sad because I mean, you'd think in Florida you'd want to be outside a lot. I guess you'd have to try and go near the coast so that you could cool yourself off. If you're right, I guess, smack dab in the middle, it's hard to cool off unless you have a pool or something. I would think most people in Florida, if they could afford it, could have a pool. Born and raised here in Florida, I spent 9% of my time outside. Oh. Why is there notifications? I said no notifications. So, yeah, but Four Hearts Ranch, you have a farm, so you have animals that you have to feed and milk or get eggs from. You have a garden you have to gather veggies and stuff from. What sushi? Well, the poor kitty. Yuck. Yeah. Well, I've gone to Miami once, like a few years ago. We went on a cruise, and we went to Miami a couple of days before, so we went missed the boat, and we spent time. We were by the airport, and we spent time there. It was so hot, muggy. That's how it's been here last week. I own a farm, so it's always outside. Oh, princess, you want loving too. And it was hot and muggy. I did not like the air was thick. So that was like we went. It was the end of August. Oh, they're fighting. Princess really doesn't like sushi much. Still hasn't. So she has to assert herself as being the queen of the castle. Sushi has claws. Princess doesn't. But sushi princess still go. Da, 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 da. I'm allowed to walk here. You know you cannot walk in front of me. And then every once in a while she'll let her like lie on the same couch as her, if she feels so generous. It's a very interesting relationship. New laptop? No. I have my phone sitting on my laptop. So it's using the laptop as a holder. Oh, you got a new laptop. What type did you get? HP. My laptop's a Dell. It's a Dell Latitude E6410. We got it last year or so. We got it refurbished because it was cheaper. So, but I didn't know that it didn't have a camera in it at the time. So, let's go get some coffee. I need some coffee. My cup is empty. Oh, stop meowing. Coffee. Pentium Gold. That sounds cool. I don't know anything about computers. That's what hubby's for. He's my tech support. I should close some of these cupboards. I'm awful at closing cupboards. I'm short, so they don't bother me. My hubby comes in by the cupboards because I'm awful at closing them. But see, I'm short. Like we have very tall ceilings. I think they're 8 feet tall. 330 pounds. So that's what? About $700 Canadian, I guess, maybe? 800. See, I'm short. So my cupboard that one still has height. My other cupboards here, though, they would hit me. But see, I'm awful. Here, I'll close my cupboards. Silly. I think I do like something 90%, but not fully. Was the door closed too much for you? There, close the. Oh yeah, okay. So that is really old artwork I have on the wall. I don't even know how old it's been. But yes, I still have my kids' artwork sometimes in various different places. And my youngest is 15, so she can color a little bit better than that. Not much, but tilting this up a little bit. Oh, traffic's been crazy today, Amanda. Why? Accidents and construction. Yeah, we have two seasons here in Canada or Iowa. We joke around. We have construction season, which is also pothole season, and then we have winter. Hi, Lion Gamer. How's it going? Yes, I see that you're new to that Hangout chat. That is very cool. Yes, Jacob added me to that. Whereabouts are you located, Lion Gamer? Yeah, we always joke that it's always construction around here. No, I don't know how come there's always construction. Nothing ever seems to be done. Like, there's always construction downtown. It's always something different. Like, it's like they're making up work for just fun. Started being friends with him after he noticed me on one of the streams. Awesome. Later, he made me in the chat. Awesome. Very cool. Whereabouts do you live? In the States, in Canada, the UK? Yes. Yes, he still texts me on Google Hangout too. Pencil? Pennsylvania. Cool. Yes, I Ninja came in here. Ninja Master came in here yesterday. I think the day before too. She's really cool. Okay, I just saw this. Angie posted on Facebook, which is actually quite funny, which I think I will steal. Um, and this is so me. They're friends, and we go, "Oh, you go to the same school. That is awesome." Um, I'm a mom, and I have two teenage girls. Um, they are 15 and a half and 17. So here's a housekeeping tip, Amanda. We were talking about stuff. Always keep get well cards on the table. If unexpected guests arrive, they'll think you've been sick and unable to clean. I'm like, there's a tip for everybody. We should just get well cards and just put them up. She posted a video earlier. I did check it out. Yes, but that's like yesterday. We had the furnace guys. I'm like, okay, so what is it with me? Okay, the furnace guy to come to go and see if we could do the thermostat, and we didn't. Why is it in my head that the 2 3 days before the first guy comes, I decide to let's take like on 8 projects at the same time. So my living room behind me, I have a whole bunch of Rubbermaid bins of things. Like Rowan brought down some stuff from her room that doesn't belong in her room, but we don't know if Abby wants it in her room or what, or should I get rid of it? So there's that. I was taking stuff from the basement, sorting through some of the shoes because I have like these Rubbermaid bins of shoes. So I brought them up. And I was tackling in the basement trying to organize stuff. Why am I taking on like 8 different projects that I start but don't finish? And it just looks like, like I just moved in. Because there's like bins or boxes in various states of sorting in every single room in my house almost. My bedroom's clear of that. I did that. I still have to go in the drawers and stuff, but I did my closet, the clothes, but not the stuff that's in the bins that are in there. Just about to start cleaning. Yes, I'm a dad to 4 kittens and 3 annoying dogs. Hee hee hee. I'm a mom to 2 cats too. That as you hear every once in a while. Yeah, you should. I always like looking at other people's pets. So you're hearing that's Sushi meowing around looking for Abby, but Abby's at camp. So 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 what are your plans for this weekend? Tomorrow morning I have a memorial service I have to go to, and I'm helping out. And then tomorrow night I pick up Abby from camp. But somewhere in there we're having supper. And oh yeah, so my menu plan for today for supper is not happening. We were going to have steak it's not happening because tonight I'm volunteering at the church helping out for the memorial service, so I'm not making a mistake. And hubby and Rowan are Rowan to hubby's work, so they're going to grab something, probably McDonald's or something like that for supper. So we will have steak another time. Oh yeah, tomorrow I'm supposed to make the baked Bahamian mac and cheese. See, I wish we don't have our yard is not big enough for a pool. Like we had one of those Intex blow up pools that had the blow up ring, and it was like 8 feet wide, and that's as big as our wider backyard. And then squirrel shoot a hole or something in it. So we had it for like 2 years when the kids were about 5. No, we had it when we moved here. We had one when we moved here. Because we had it, we bought our old place when the kids were like Abby was just 9 months, Rowan was like 2.5. So this was like 17 years ago. And then we bought another one because that one had a hole in it, and we had one they were like 5. And then they wanted more of the swing set because she got a swing set for her 3rd or 4th birthday, and you can't have the swing set and the pool. There was just not the space. So now I have to figure out how to get rid of the swing set because the girls don't play on the swing set anymore. Um, Somebody could easily de-rust it, and paint it, but I don't know. It's one of those things that just sitting there and it's like, can I sell it? Well, I don't think I could sell it. So, like there's parts on it, like the swings, and there's like a teeter totter, like the plastic. Um, I think it looks like a horse type thing or a rocket or something like that. Those are worth something, but somebody could easily take it apart and put it back up and like spray paint it. Yes, I think that's what I'm going to have to do is take a picture of it and post it for free, but you have to come and get it and take it apart yourself. Because I don't have the tools. I have some tools, but I don't have all the tools. As we found it, like I was changing toilet seats yesterday, and I was like, it's really hard. Some of the new toilet seats, like you have to hold the thingy. Our wrench couldn't go between the plastic knobby and the bowl at the bottom, so like, you have to hold the thing and do it. It's just not very easy. So I did 1 out of 3 that I have to do. As again, that's another thing I had on my list. Let's do that the day that the thermostat furnace guy is coming, because I have nothing else better to do. That's the ADD of me. I have all these great ideas and I start them. Oh, what's that? Just a second. Amazon, I think. Yay! So this is why hubby has Amazon. What's this one? We're gonna. I don't like. I get nervous too when the door rings. But I know that sometimes they don't even knock on the door, but this one did. So knock and a ding dong. I know. I have 20 things started all the time. All the time. What's in here? Doo, 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 doo. Okay. Let's see what. Apparently, hubby got bored and tried to find some new games for us to play with the kids. So, here's a game. What's that smell? You smell cards? Party games? That stinks. Scratch and sniff. Oh, there's a scratch and sniff. Ew, whatever that is, it stinks. You know, so apparently, hubby got bored. Oh, so some whiff of shame. Diaper blowout. Extra old toe cheese. Smothered in beer. Hot chunky vomit. Okay, this is Jeff's humor. Yes, it'll be good for Abby and Jeff. Like, here, you get to smell it first. Gross. I know. Oh, okay. We got a smart light switch that will go with the Google Home. Works with Google or Alexa. Some phone charging cords. I think that because my husband's new work phone and Rowan's new phone has the new micro USB charging cables because they're Samsung. So that's some new cables. Yes. That's not quite okay. So I thought this was so. We ordered this floating cord for when we're swimming. I thought this was bigger for an underwater camera. And it has a wrist strap and it floats. Yes, Jeff is sick. It's gross. But I thought that, I don't know, is it supposed to be this small? Does anybody have one of these type of things? So, at least this time they actually managed to pack a bunch of different things in the box. Last time they packed something like this by itself in a box like this. I'm like you could have just wrapped and sent this. Like it's not moving around. Make sure it's taped. The Arizona, yes, and it was filled straight out of. You're getting Starbucks. Oh, so jealous. But okay, this is hilarious. Put your sniffer to the test. Over 50 smells from nice to downright nasty. For the GoPro. Yeah, well, I have that. Oh, we have a not. We have an 8. Just putting stuff back in the box. There we go. Yeah, that box is hilarious. Apparently, What's That Smell is a game we will be playing at some point. stupid poly air pillows. Ah! Oh, there we go. See, they should just stop using this. They should use like regular, actual popcorn, not styrofoam popcorn. If they used popping corn, like popcorn, then you could take the popcorn and put it in your compost. This is just waste. It's just plastic. It's just wasteful. I wish they put popcorn. And having styrofoam popcorn is just like a pain in the ass. Yes, it's called What's That Smell? Literally. Don't be jealous. I'm late for work because of all this stupid traffic stuff, so I'm annoyed. Hoping this coffee will keep me happy for a few hours. Yes. Hey, Creative Redundancy. How's it going? What's TW? If I say watch that, TW is 6'4". I leave cupboard open. Oh, I think you meant DW, dear, or DH? DW? Max ahead. What's TW? Good morning, Bobby Sprinkle. How's it going? My husband. Oh, okay. The initials. Because I was going to say, hubby. Yes, mine's 6 foot. Maybe a bit more than 6 foot. That's why he gets the cupboard above the toaster. That's his snack cupboard. That's because I'm awful at closing cupboards. Who watch our channel know? Yes, but I was like, I never pay attention to names. 1218. Is that your kids? Hey, Food Forest Permaculture, how's it going? I lost what time. 12:08. Good morning. Yes. Hey, Howie. So what's the 12:08? Was BJ Hunting in here too? Did I miss him? Oh, there. Hey, good morning. Thanks. How's everybody doing? Yes. I know, me too. Whenever I say I'm like, BJ Hunting. And I'm like, oh, yeah. I have to get my mind out of the gutter, right? It's raining. Okay, it's supposed to rain here on Sunday, so that means I'm going to my garden plot today so that I can water it because I haven't watered it since earlier in the week, and probably harvest some things. 16. It's 22 here today, and it's supposed to go up to 30, I think. Mine's always in the gutter. Amanda. Okay, BJ is Brad. Hello, Brad. No, I'll probably forget because I'm awful at remembering things. 12 is less than 8. I'm still confused, Mark. I'm reading nothing. 12 is less than 8. Oy. Wow. Yeah, no, we're not in the heat advisory anymore. We had it till I think Wednesday, and it's been typical summer weather, about 27 degrees Celsius, so about 80 ish, which we typically think is a hot day here. But then we've had this since July 1st. We've had like out of 20 days, we've had like 15 of them with heat advisory warnings. Here on the 7:30 in Vancouver. It is 10:30 here in Eastern Standard Time. Only knocks and rings I get are unwanted. Yes, well that too. Like I have some sort of like anxiety with doorbells and phone ringing and stuff. Whenever I hear it, I jump. So I don't answer the phones unless I know who's calling. And usually I have friends who text me, "Hey, can I call you?" and then they'll call me. But the doorbell I don't like answering because 9 times out of 10 it's somebody trying to sell me stuff that I don't want. And I try and be polite to get rid of them. Um, but sometimes they're quite forceful. Like and I don't like that. That's why like when we went down south one time, like when we were on the cruise, we did a stop at Mexico, and I found Mexico shopping like it was by the cruise ship. It was like a little um, outdoor mall, and people were like, "Hey, come over here," and I don't like that. I'm like, let me just look and shop. I don't want to be around the people. I want you, like, let me go and look and see stuff, and if I have questions, then I'll ask you. I just don't like the bombardment, and that's one thing I don't necessarily like when we go down south is the bombardment on tourists and stuff like that. Just because, like, I'm social, but I'm antisocial. I'm social in small groups, um, but with people I don't know, I don't want to. I don't want to be bombarded with stuff. It makes me uncomfortable because I hate saying no. Because it's the whole politeness of being Canadian, right? We go live on Sunday at 3 Pacific Standard Time. Live juice will be made for you. Will there be taste-o-vision through this live juice will be made for me? So 3 p.m. Pacific is what? Hey Google, what is 3 p.m. Pacific in Eastern Standard Time?
Sorry, I don't know how to help with that.
1 p.m. Okay. Google did not like what? Yum. Okay, I could probably do that. It might be a little bit late because church ends I think around 12. So And then we have to feed the family. 6 p.m. What? No. 1 p.m. 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Eastern. Okay. That probably won't be. I'll have to catch it in the replay because we have supper at my in-laws, and we go there from 4:35 till 8 Eastern Standard Time. And this week we're either having sausages and corn or ribs, and I think corn. The menu was sent out to the family to see what we wanted for supper. But see, when they do ribs, they don't do the amount of ribs that my family likes to eat. When I do ribs, it's like half of the meal is ribs, because my family likes ribs. When they do ribs, they do about the same amount of meat I do for my family of four for the whole family of 9. Need more? I can't do time. Because I was gonna say 1 p.m. I can do. I can't do time anyways because I'm like, oh, I can do. Nova Scotia is 2 hours later. I think. I don't know. 2 hours later? 2 hours earlier. Later. Later. Yes. Newfoundland has half-hour time zone. It's the only country, I believe, that has one. Why? Because Newfoundland has to be different. And what's funny with that is my father-in-law's grandfather's from Newfoundland, and he's from the Maritimes. My sister-in-law's fiance is from Newfoundland. I seem to be lately been surrounded by people from Newfoundland because even my kids' friends, a few of them, their parents or their grandparents are from Newfoundland. So just stop to say hi and have to pick the plums. Ooh, figs. Abby would love to be at your place. She loves figs. When they're in season and they go on sale here, like sometimes we get like Farm Boy will sell a crate of them $9. She'll eat those like 10. I play What's That Smell sometimes in my ear. Then there's a dead rodent in the shrubs. Yeah. I'm interested in what those smell cards are going to be and how long they will keep their smell. Yes, but the flight costs. It's cheaper to go down south than it is to fly to BC. Not yet. So the analytics haven't um, shown up. I'm gonna look uh, because they go for the last 365 days. I'm gonna go look. Do, do, do. I looked this morning. I'm close. WestJet. I'm gonna plug my phone in because it's dying. Where? Creator Studio. Have a great day, FFP. Well, bye, Bobby. Thanks for popping by. Thanks for sharing the love. There are several countries that have half-hour, quarter-hour difference, like North Korea. Really? I did not know that. I thought everything just had the hours. Oh, bye, Four Hearts Ranch. Seems everybody's leaving me. Wah. Analytics. So it's like 2 days behind. They show. Do. Woohoo! I got 4,000. It just showed up. Yay. Look at that. 4,001. 4,001 hours. Yay! Woohoo. Hey, Ninja Master. Woohoo. That is awesome. So now my channel is under review. It says you've reached 4,000 watch hours in the previous 12 months and 1,000 subscribers. Nice job. Your channel is now being reviewed to make sure it complies with the YouTube Partner Program terms and the community guidelines. We'll email you a decision, usually within a month or so. So, I have a month or so to wait. But that is kind of neat. 4K! It rains, I don't have to mow the pasture. Well, yeah, because your animals will probably eat most of it. Woohoo! Grab a coffee. Cheers! Thanks to all of you guys. You've made it possible. I know, where's Puppy and Steve? They're like my huge supporters. No. Alright, you guys been watching YouTube. Yeah, I spend, because see, we don't have cable, so I spend 80% of my watching time watching YouTube. The other 20% were watching downloaded shows or Netflix with the family. So I spend about an hour in the morning, hour and a half in the morning watching the channels I subscribe to on YouTube, with my morning coffee just to kind of make my brain work. More exciting with Puppy. Here, just joking. But that is awesome. Very cool. I will have to do a thank you. I'll do a thank you video to all the people that helped me get to 4,000 hours. Keeping me sane when I'm at work. I usually just find something and listen to it while I work. Yes, but the only problem is, Amanda, is if you're listening to me, I'm usually talking about food. And I've been smart enough to eat first. Well, it's okay. I keep on playing that in my live streams. Grab a coffee and a snack. Just get a regular coffee, or did you get a fancy coffee? Yes, 80. That's our average summer. 80 to 90. That's what we would consider hot, like a nice summer day, like not overly hot. It's when it's in the 30s of Celsius at 35 when it gets excessively hot, because that's also when the humidity comes. Hey Google, What's the weather today?
In Ottawa today, it'll be sunny with a forecasted high of 31 and a low of 17. Right
Hot.
now it's 26 and mostly sunny.
So it's gone up to 26 in the past hour. Hey Google, what is 31 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
31 degrees Celsius equals 87.8 degrees Fahrenheit.
So 88 degrees is our high today, and the low is 17. So that's hey Google, what is 17 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
17 degrees Celsius equals 62.6 degrees Fahrenheit.
62.6. So a low of 62.6 to 88. Oh, well, that's what my house is inside. We have our air conditioner set to 17 to 19 degrees, which is between 62 and 66. That's why I said we spend more hydro in the summertime than we do in the winter. It's awesome. I swear my brain has been fried. I swear it's having kids. It fries your brain. Um, or just as I've gotten older, not that I'm old, but as I've gotten older, there's just been more information that's stuffed in my brain that I have that's harder to grasp the information, trying to grab it where it's stored. So my brain sometimes is foggy. And when I was younger, I was more quick, but I think there was just less information to grab. Now there's like 40 some odd years of information in there versus 20 some odd years. And it's harder to grasp. So that's why I'm like, I love the Google because it answers my questions. And it doesn't make me sound stupid. Because sometimes I get them mixed up, like figuring out the time zones. Are they before 2 hours or after 2 hours, or figuring out. But did you see on, I think it was on Jimmy Kimmel, or one of the comedy shows, they put a map of the world. So they had the typical map, but they had it kind of a bit more reversed, where it started with, um, where it had Europe and Asia and South Africa here, and then there's the ocean, and then North America and South America and Central America over here. And they asked people on the street to name a country, ah, at least one country on the map, and point to it. Like it had the lines and stuff like that. They asked like 12, 15 people. They couldn't name one country. They couldn't even find the U.S. in there. They're like, oh, this is, I think, Greenland. No, that's Alaska. Oh, uh, like nobody pointed where U.S. was. They kept on trying to name the whole continent of Africa as a country of Africa. I'm like, no, no, there's South Africa. There's a whole bunch of other countries in there. That's a continent. T to F is glad someone can figure it out. I'm too old to care. But it was just kind of funny, like even when like places like Australia and New Zealand, which are way down here, that you could find to identify, they couldn't. And I'm like, and some of these people were like graduates. Well, because they got asked, well, did you graduate high school? Yes, I even graduated college. And I'm like, college, graduated university, and they couldn't name a country. Like not five. And then they asked one of the kids that were on the street, and he was able to name like 10 of them. I knew where some I know some of them, they're like the names, but not necessarily where they are, because he named some that were in Europe. Um, that I Europe and Asia, the littler countries that used to be part of USSR back in the day. But I'm like, yeah, I don't know those, but I knew where certain ones were. I could tell you, I could definitely tell you all the countries in North America, and the ones, and some of them ones, most of them in South and Central America, at least half of them. But it was just like, I don't know what you guys do for geography in the States, but in Canada, when we do geography, we do North and South American geography mainly because, and then we do some of Europe and Asia and Africa. Like we at least know where those countries are, or at least those continents, at the very least. But we only have, for your high school diploma, you need one geography credit in high school, so it's usually grade 9 geography, which really, you know, is not that great, but could be worse. What's the requirement in the States for uh, high school? So, what's going on there? Well, I should get going. It's been 2 hours. But thank you, everybody. I've reached 4,000 hours. I'm going to do a 4,000 hour video. And thank all you guys. And I should have some more vlogs coming up this weekend with what we ate in June for the low spend month and July, if I can get them all edited. I don't have any actual clocks like with faces here. The clock is on the clock that's on the coffee maker, on the stove, and the microwave are all different times in the same room, and we have a clock on the thermostat. By the way, here's a map of the time zones. Awesome. Well, thank you, Tom Tom. Yes, hubby will kind of expect a few things to possibly get done before at home, since I am at home. And I have to get some stuff done before. I'm going to go probably about 1 and go to the bank and do banking stuff for the garden, and then check out my garden. So have a great day. Bye, friends.